Good afternoon, everyone. This is Pamela Howard, and I am your planning specialist. And today is Monday. It is time for Monday Midday Message. And you've heard the term, you are what you eat. Well, you are what you think. All right, get ready.
We have about 2 more minutes, just so you know.
All right. I am so excited to have you join me this afternoon for Monday Midday Message. Um, I had some things that happened over the weekend, and it was all based around someone's mindset. When you're making a decision, your mindset is taken in consideration. If your mindset is not strong and you do not have a plan and an intentional process for that, then that's exactly what you're going to produce. So today, for Monday Midday Message, I wanted to actually give you a definite description of what decision making is, okay? So, decision making is the process of making choices by identifying a decision, gathering information, and assessing alternative resolutions, okay? Using a step-by-step process, decision making process can help you make more deliberate thoughtful decisions by organizing relevant information and defining alternatives. I think it's very important when making a decision that you understand exactly what it means to have a decision making process, or to what is decision making, what does that look like in the form of a sentence. Now I'm going to share 6 actionable steps here that you can actually begin to take, that's going to help you in your decision making process. All right, here we go. Number 1, you always want to first identify the decision. So important to identify the decision. And the reason being is because you realize that you need to make a decision. Try to be clear and define the nature of the decision you must make. The first step is very important. So, for example, you're going to make a decision to write a book, okay? So, make that very clear, okay? Make that clear. You realize that you need to make a decision. You know why you need to make that decision? Because it's been, I've learned that if you any type of coach, you should write a book. Even yours truly. I need to write a book. If you are any type of coach, you need to write a book. Okay. So that's identifying that you need to make the decision, and you need to be clear on why you're making that decision. And decision of clarity is because you are a coach, and it is just, it goes hand in hand. If you're a coach, you should have a book. It's just another way to actually upsell your products and your services. Okay. I'm going to keep it moving because we only have 15 minutes. Next, you want to be gathering information, okay? Collect some pertinent information before you make that decision. You know, what information is needed, the best sources of information, and how to get it. So, if you're going to make a decision to write a book, then what are the steps to writing that book? You know, do you need a publisher? You know, do you need a content writer? Um, you seek it through the process and assess, and self-assess yourself. Other information is external. You know, you'll find it online, you can find it in books, you can find it from other people or different types of resources. So again, gather all your information after you make a decision and understand everything that you're going to need to be able to get that together. Okay. All right. We're headed on to number 3. Now you want to identify your alternatives. As you collect your information, you will probably identify several possible paths of actions or alternatives. You can also use your information and additional information to construct new alternatives. In the step, you will list all positive and desirable alternatives. Okay, so for example, when making a decision to write a book, I'm using this as an example just so that you can take these tools and apply them to whatever your product or service is. You may not be writing a book, but this is just a good example that I thought was that people could relate to, okay? So as you identify the alternatives, okay, one of the alternatives may be that you use an AI source to do your content. Okay, that's gathering information on how you need to put your book together. Another alternative may be you may have a content writer. You may need a designer for your cover. Okay, so those are some alternatives that you need to identify and then weigh those. Well, going into number four, weigh the evidence. Getting the cart before the horse a little bit. Weigh those, weigh that evidence, weigh those alternatives and that evidence. Draw on your information and emotions to imagine what it would look like if you carried out each of those alternatives to the very end. If you're going to use a content writer, what is that going to look like for you? What is the expense? How much time you got to put into it? If you're going to use an AI, then that means it's going to require more of your time, and then you're going to actually have to feed the AI in order to for it to output information for your content writing. Okay, now evaluate whether you need to identify in step one, would it be met to resolve through the use of each of your alternatives. Very, very important as well. As you go through this difficult internal process, okay, you'll begin to favor certain alternatives, okay, most that seem to have a higher potential for reaching your goal. And finally, place those alternatives in a priority order based upon your own valued system. So, so, so important. All right. Um, I'm going to take a quick break, and I just want to um, remind you to like, comment, and share, and tell me where you're viewing from. Please place your comments. I will respond to all comments and engage with you. Let me know if you're finding Monday Midday Message helpful. If there's topics that you would like to talk about, let me know. As a planning specialist, mindset is very important, decision making is very important in whatever you are preparing and planning for. Okay. And thank you again for listening. If you're getting this on the replay, make sure that you like, comment, and share and hashtag replay, and let me know that you saw this on the replay. Okay. Now we're going to go to number five. Now it's time to choose among those alternatives. Now, once you've weighed all the evidence, okay, and you are ready to select the alternatives that seem to be the best one for you or what you want to do, then you're going to you may even choose a combination of them, okay? So I was using as an example AI to do your content, or using a content writer. Maybe you're going to use a designer for your cover. You may use a combination of all of those alternatives, and that's perfectly fine. Your choice in step five, which is this step, may very likely be the same or similar to the alternatives you place at the top of your list, which which is at the end of step four. And just remember, step four is, as you go through this process, you choosing things that's going to help you reach your dreams and goals. Okay. So very, 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 very important. And you know how I like to do things in threes and sixes. So number six, last but not least, it's time to take action, baby. Time to take action. You are now ready to take some positive actions by beginning to implement the alternative you chose to do in step five. And that alternative was, you're going to use a content writer, or you're going to use an AI process, and you may even use a designer to design some illustrations. You're going to take that, you're going to begin taking action. And how do you take action? You schedule appointments, you schedule it into your schedule. Remember to be mindful of your time. Do things in threes. Work on no more than three projects at a time, and make sure that you do them within a 12-week span. That is a rule that I live by, and I encourage you to do that. And so we've got about 5 more minutes, so I got to give you a bonus, okay? Now that you've started to act upon it, you're going to review your decision and its consequences. I have a program called the 6 Steps to Plan Amazing, and one of the 6 steps is to um, focus on contingencies. I always have a contingency plan. Contingencies, consequences, however you want to float your boat. In this bonus step, consider the results of your decision and evaluate whether or not it has resolved the need you identified in step one. Did When you made this decision, is it actually going to produce a book? That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to write a book. So when you did this, will this help you write a book? Is the content, the alternative you chose for a content writer, is that going to help you get your book wrote? So I'll say this: you can have all the resources in the world. You can have your content writer, you can have an AI application to use, you can have a illustrating designer, you can have all those resources. If you do not have the mindset, okay, if you don't have that successful mindset to get it done, your resources have to be given direction, okay? You have to identify those alternatives, weigh the evidence, choose what you're going to do, take action with your resources, and then you have to execute. So have that successful mindset. I've just given you a 6-step process, and make successful decisions, okay? All right. So with all due respect, I really hope that this helped you in making your decision making. These steps can be used, they are non industry specific. As a planning specialist, I am planning all types of things, and I use these steps to help me plan my coaching, help me plan for my clients' wellness plans. It helps me plan for my clients' events. It helps me plan things for my business, and I'm hoping that you will take these and apply them to your business, your personal life, or whatever genre or industry you are in, your product, service, or cause. You can use these steps when making helpful and successful mindset making decisions. All right. Thank you again for joining me for Monday Midday Message. My name is Pamela Howard. I am your event specialist, and I want to wish you all a happy Monday. Take care, everyone.